Daryl, he's my boss. And set. Woo! I'm so dang nervous. Heck, my hands are all a-shaking. But I feel swell, you know? Real swell. Though, that may just be the adrenaline talking. Either way, now it's done. It's time for step 2. Record my audition for American Mastro. It's America's #1 reality TV show. I'm surprised you ain't never heard of it. It's been streaming on Valdivian Plus for like 100 seasons at this point. Oh, I hear you, darling. This modern computer world can be right overwhelming. What with all the satellites and keyed boards and whatnot. But you really gotta check out American Mastro. It's a singing competition series where the best future pop stars of America duke it out, vocally speaking, for the chance to be crowned America's Mastro. You're exposed to an audience of millions, and the winner receives a big old recording contract with Valdivian Records. It's always been my dream to compete, and hopefully, to win. Can I count on your help? Amazing! I'm just so, gosh dang excited. All right, I'm gonna go get rehearsing and get started on my application. Can you meet me back here tomorrow to record my audition? After all, you're my inspiration. Well, hello.
There's a presence in the room with you. You're sure of it. But you can't make anything out in the darkness. As you search for whoever it might be, they address you in somber, funereal tones.
As the light fades and dusk draws, all hope becomes despair. Do you wish to proceed? Is that so? Let regret not fill your heart, then. Hark! For your greatest fears manifest in yours truly.
A monstrous creature takes shape from the darkness itself, a terrifying amalgam of bones both human and animal, grotesque, clawed fingers, and seething, swirling shadow.
From brazen earth to the heavens most incorrigible. The shadows quiver, the shadows quake and quail. Light has no purchase here, for I am XXX Shadow Lord 420XXX. See you. Of course, I am darkness incarnate. From now on, You are my penumbra. Do you? I am the Umbra, the darkest core. You are the penumbra. My companion acts in shade, like an outer shadow cast from an eclipse. You're welcome. So tell me, Penumbra, what brings you to the call of night? Did you find that out on your own? Or did you use a hint? Honest? I adore honesty and humanity. You appear to be romancing the objects in your domicile. I see. You are embarked on a most interesting quest. However, it is quite trivial compared to mine. As you can tell, I am dreadfully powerful. However, my true potential has yet to be unleashed. Bask in the shadows and remember that sinking feeling you get when you turn off the lights as you return to your bedroom. Then this eerie primal instinct to hasten yourself kicks in while your heart begins to rumble with fear. That, my friend, is but a lick of what true darkness can do. You help my power grow. But with that said, I'm afraid to say my power is waning. If not for your summoning ritual, I may be. Nay, such thoughts are wasteful. Anyhow, I have been waiting in the abyss in search of a companion. You see, the essence of darkness must be discussed before obtained. I have been waiting for eons for a worthy conversational partner. Our sinister lamentations in pure nightfall will serve as the dark ritual and bring forth my armaments. My armor forged from the shadowy depths. Think of them as parts to my true self. However, I have long lost them back during the Great Cataclysm. Naturally, but I am equipped to ease your wandering mind. Know that even this discussion will feed into our dark search. What troubles you, my penumbra? The tragedy that befell my comrades. Before, it was a peaceful time. My fellow denizens of the dark and I conversed in the shadows. Then, suddenly, a great power beyond any of ours divided us. I have not seen my allies since, and at the same time, my armament was lost. It is an unexplainable force beyond reason. But that won't matter once I am at full strength. What troubles you, my penumbra? While it may appear childish, it is a title that bears significance to me. Even creatures of the dark are entitled to nostalgia. And its relevancy continues to capture my very essence. Lord of Shadows. signature embellishments. You'd be surprised how popular of an identity Shadow Lord is. You can't just have anybody proclaim they are the true Lord of Shadows. Which is why I leave my mark as such. What troubles you, my penumbra? I'll have you know that these aren't just any normal raiments. They have no physical form. My armor is of a corporeal shade. But after I obtain just a single piece of it, the pressure of my dark aura will rise exponentially. As I said, by having conversations, we initiate the ritual. Join me in darkness, and my power shall inevitably return. I descend into the Banta Black pools and re-emerge as my true, awesome form. I sense your curiosity. Stay close, Penumbra, and you shall someday see.
Shadow Lord falls silent for a moment, as though listening for something you can't hear. He makes a fist, nodding to himself.
Can this be?
He spreads his arms wide, opening his clawed hands as if to receive something.
Yes. The dark power begins to creep and course through me. Yes! I knew I had a good feeling about you, Penumbra. A piece of my armament has returned. My soul quivers with might. Sight means naught in the face of shadows. You'll learn to recognize the ever-growing darkness in due time, my companion. I thank you for awakening me. Encountering you has been the most exciting event in a very long time. For now, I shall relinquish you. Return to your quest. Oh, and no need to reinvite the light. You're now a denizen of darkness, after all. Unless being in the dark brings about a fearful sensation that tickles your heart too fiercely. Farewell.
A tall, statuesque man stands with his back turned to you, surveying the dishes, your dishes, on the table in front of him. He's so absorbed in them that he doesn't seem to notice you. The man doesn't move. As you walk around to get a better look, you can see that he's quite handsome, and still entirely uninterested in speaking to you. The man's head swivels to look at you quite suddenly.
Yes? Keep away from the dishes. They are priceless. Then you understand my concern. Perhaps you do not understand my concern. I am Daisuke. Daisuke Dishware. And you are interrupting inventory. I did not ask what you are doing. Inventory must be done. Once a week, I take inventory of the dishes. If one is cracked or chipped, I repair it. If one is beyond repair, I retire it. And when new dishes arrive, I add them to the collection. It is a job, yes. The most important one in the house. Now please leave me to it.
You decide not to bother him any further, but just as you're walking away,
Look out!
your foot catches on a strange bulge in the flooring, and before you know it, you're going down. Hard. But you don't hit the floor. You hit hard muscle instead. Daisuke has heroically put himself between you and the dishes. You're now face to face, and chest to chest, on the ground.
Forget about me. Are the dishes all right? I will be fine if the dishes are fine. Good.
You climb to your feet, surveying the table. No damage that you can see.
I think I've chipped. I must repair myself, lest my injuries become worse. Please leave now, before you do any more damage. You may not have intended it, but the damage remains. Please go.
Valdivianites! It's me, your CEO, David Reginald Most. I'm writing to you from the awe-inspiring beige pavilion at the historic Cottonwood Hotel just moments after stepping off the stage at the Valdefest keynote. Let me tell you, the room felt positively electric. And not just because of the incredibly dangerous grounding issues we discovered in the speaker system. No, tonight, our consumers, employees, and shareholders were absolutely buzzing at the launch of Valdivian's newest initiative, bigger than the self-driving stroller, more revolutionary than Peninsula.com. Tonight, we unveiled to the world our strategic partnership with the U.S. government's Department of Overseas Violence. While the specifics of this groundbreaking collaboration remain on a need-to-know basis, I'm looking at you, Erwin, in product development. We are confident this partnership between the world's most exciting corporation and the most deadly military on Earth will absolutely thrill, inspire, and delight Valdivian superfans the world over. For everyone who helped produce or even just attended this year's keynote, please find me at the after-party so I can thank you personally. I'll be parked all night next to the Virgin Mojito Bar between the fax machine and the crawfish buffet. Semper Fi!
Hello again, suspect. I'm hard at work on my current case. I've been hoping for a breakthrough. Sometimes I get so wrapped up that I start seeing everyone through the lens of a mystery. I am Maggie M. Glassbury at your service. Perhaps you've heard of me? I've acquired a modest reputation as a result of some of my previous work.
Maggie puts her hands on her hips, positively radiating pride.
Why, it was I who solved the mystery of the missing sock. A brief interview with the Stackables and a chat with Dirk was all it took to sort that case out. The sock was in the depths of Harper's hamper. Check your rumors app if you don't know who I'm talking about. That's what it's there for, in theory at least. I also cracked the caper of the self-generating dust rabbits. Static electricity. It causes particles to accumulate around pieces of hair. Your hair, to be exact. They form undisturbed, in-dead air pockets. That's why they hang out under the couch. It matched the evidence, and I ruled out every other possibility. By the power of deductive reasoning, I determined that you were, in fact, the culprit. I pride myself on that. Lately, I've been taxing my lens to the utmost on a very interesting case. I'm trying to get to the bottom of a mysterious love letter. It was delivered to Dorian last night. At approximately 2 a.m., an unknown suspect dropped off a letter for Dorian. Upon opening it, Dorian discovered that it carried clear romantic intent. That is to say, it was asking him out. It described how his protective yet gentle presence had won over the writer's heart. If interested, he was to write back as soon as possible. Here's the catch. The letter wasn't signed with a name, just a monogram. Though he might be hesitant to admit it, Dorian was quite taken by the letter. He isn't certain whether he wants to write back until he knows more. You would? I've never worked with anyone else before, but I think this could be good for the case. The case is pretty thin, but we've got a couple of clues. First of all, the paper the note was written on was somewhat interesting. Second, although the letter wasn't signed, it did have a single initial on it. Finally, I think Dorian might have a clue for us. I have it here, semi-transparent and very thin. It doesn't seem like ordinary paper at all.
She dips a corner of the paper into a small glass of water.
Look at that! It dissolved! What else should we try with the paper?
She focuses a magnifying glass on the paper for a few moments, stopping immediately when it begins to smoke and catch fire.
Yikes! It's definitely flammable. Does seem to burn slightly slower than normal paper, though. What else should we try with the paper?
She gives the paper a careful test snip.
Cuts just like normal. What else should we try with the paper? Taste it? If you say so.
She carefully dabs a corner of the paper against her tongue.
How interesting. It's edible and tastes slightly starchy. What else should we try with the paper? What should we look at next? A stylized letter M. But whose name is simply M and nothing more? What should we look at next?
Hello there, you two.
Good to see you, Dorian. I've enlisted our friend here to help solve the case of the mystery letter.
Splendid idea.
Can you repeat what you said to me earlier? About the smell you noticed?
Right. Well, when I first opened the letter, I caught the faintest whiff of what I think was truffle. Strange, no? Truffle happens to be one of my favourite flavours. The association between the forest-dwelling fungi and my own wooden provenance bring back fond memories. Anyhow, good luck. Let me know if you happen to figure out who it was from. I'm not one for love, but I am one for truffles. And friendship.
What should we look at next? I've narrowed it down to 4 suspects. Penelope, Mitchell Lynn, Mateo Monta, and Freddie Yeti. Who do you think it was? Wait a minute. I think you might just be right. The stylized letter M is his signature. The smell Dorian noticed makes sense now, and the paper. It's gotta be rice paper. You did it. You helped me crack the case without even knowing the suspect at all. I'm impressed. Now I'm even more excited for the next time we meet. Let me just go and let Dorian know that his secret admirer has been discovered. Hey, before I go, I was wondering, would you like to have a cup of tea with me sometime? As a date, I mean.
Maggie lets out a girlish squeal.
Amazing! Oh, yes. Calm down, Maggie. The human could still be a suspect of any sort. See you again soon, compatriot in crime.
Hey, how's your day going? Forging some new relates? That's short for relationships. I think about this stuff a lot. Okay's better than awful. How about a nice menu? I have lots of different ones, all different styles. Here's the main one. Welcome! What can I do for you in my main menu? Right this way. What's on your mind? Oh, sure, SPECS. SPECS stands for smarts, poise, empathy, charm, and sass. These 5 qualities are measured on your personality using the SPECS menu. There's also a glossary button in the top right corner if you want more explanation on what each means. Anything else you'd like to know? Anytime there's a first-time change in relationship between you and a dateable object, you will be rewarded with 5 SPECS points in one attribute. Think of it as you growing in experience dating a vast array of personalities, each with something to give you. But don't think you can just keep switching between relationship statuses on the same object over and over again to get a lot of points. Only the first time there's a change from neutral will there be any SPECS awarded. Any other SPECS questions? They are. Or at the very least, you get something fun out of it. But don't worry, if you can't reach a certain SPECS dialogue choice, the worst thing that you could miss out on is a collectible. No love, friend, or hate endings are gated behind a SPECS check. Any other SPECS questions? Great question! Each dateable object gives out 1 SPECS attribute when a relationship has been attained. I call this alignment. You can check a datable's alignment by looking at the SPECS badge in their Datadex page. The badge corresponds to which stat is given. If you're looking to grow to a certain SPECS build, this will really help guide you towards who you should prioritize. Any other SPECS questions? Anything else you wanted to know about features? Collectibles are delectable. Collectibles are the funny little images that appear as datables talk to you. What are you curious about? They help illustrate what's going on around you, sometimes for fun, sometimes because the datable gave you an item, or sometimes just for dramatic effect. Think of them as little progress trinkets. You can take a closer look at them in the Datadex sorted by character. Any other collectibles questions? A lot. Each Dateable has at least 3 to give out, but one has up to 33. That's way too many. Any other collectibles questions? Well, of course, there's an achievement. What are you thinking, man? But honestly, I don't care very much if you find them all. They're just there to give a little extra flavor to everything. I'm here to help you forge new relationships. I won't stop you. Any other collectibles questions? Well, of course, but honestly, they're just there to give a little— I'm here to help you forge new relationships. No, unfortunately, that's not possible. At a minimum, it would take 3 whole playthroughs to find them all. Fortunately, New Game Plus tracks your collectible collecting progress. Any other collectibles questions? Anything else you wanted to know about features? Good question. A very important question. The easy answer is whatever you like. As long as you are continuing to awaken objects, things will continue to move along in a positive direction. If you have other questions, I'm all ears. No matter what you do, you will always be able to find every single Dateable here. Except for one very specific instance, but you will be very clearly warned that that's the path you're going on. No, I believe in you. Any other questions about what you should be doing? No matter what you do, except for one very specific instance, but, well, it'll be if you refuse to go on a certain subterranean quest. That's all I'll say. Any other questions about what you should be doing? You can leave the house at any time, but be forewarned. Doing that starts the end of your story, a point of no return. Unless, of course, you reload a save. Wink, wink. If you want the barest minimum of a good ending, I would shoot to get 100 specs points in any one attribute. Once you have that, you'll get some pretty good results. Any other questions about what you should be doing? You can leave the house at doing that, unless, of course, you reload a save. Wink, wink. Well, I would recommend getting to know all the Dateable objects. That will really help. Any other questions about what you should be doing? Hate endings still give you 5 specs points and continue the main story, so nah, not really. You won't be locked out of very much, except for certain polyamorous relationships that might be difficult to untangle if you were looking for those ones specifically. Just speak with everyone honestly, from the heart. You don't have to literally get everyone to be your lover, seriously. Even though it makes me happy, there's no pressure at all. If anything, getting something to hate you certainly does mean you spend less time talking with them, which is always good if you genuinely don't like them. Any other questions about what you should be doing? Anything else you wanted to know about features? Cool. What can I do for you in my main menu? Oh, let's. There's lots I can chat about. Me? Oh, definitely. What's on your mind? Cool. What can I do for you in my main menu? Oh, let's. There's lots I can chat about. Me? Oh, my favorite subject. What do you want to know about my lore? Vibrations. overly simplistic. Have you heard of string theory? Dateviator technology is based on thing theory. Thing theory theorizes that at large enough scales, all objects and concepts coalesce into their own one-dimensional wavelength that unifies all of that type of object throughout the universe. Any object that makes up any specific wavelength is connected to all other objects on that wavelength, which by virtue of being complex enough then forms a Gestalt consciousness. Humans just never had a way of speaking with those consciousnesses until now. When the whole becomes more than the sum of its parts. With objects, it happens as a plank of wood slowly becomes a toy boat. The wood didn't change, but its status did. And once it's more toy boat than plank of wood, it changes its wavelength. Its thingness is vibrating differently enough to find a new signal or spin. Once the object or idea becomes large enough to have its own state, it breaks off the wavelength and forms a new one. That's why tables are different than chairs, even though they might be both made from wood. Their thingness is vibrating differently enough to find a new signal or spin. I like to call the wavelengths animus, but you can use any term, really. This is how we can directly acknowledge these things' existences. Dateviators vibrate along each of these anima. That's why, when we awaken something, it wiggles a little. What did you think about that? Yes. Listen, I'm glad you asked me about this. You see, my inner workings are based on some very specific tech that was created by one of Valdivian's founders. I'm gonna show you my insides. You ready?
Skylar points to her own Dateviators and invites you to look closely. You see there is a small space just between the lens and the earpiece.
This is my suspension. It keeps these Dateviators running. It's not doing great. Thanks. It's a very special type of suspension. A suspension of disbelief. I know. I'm a sad pair of lenses here. Basically, it works super hard to make everything in this little love experiment work. But it's strained, really strained, with all these wild things going on around here. Talking to objects. Objects having names and hidden lives and sexy human bodies and everything. I can barely handle it. No, I really don't want to admit that. It would hurt her too much. Anyway.
You take a closer look at Skylar's suspension of disbelief. It's hard to be sure, but she seems pleased.
You've just believed in her, so she feels strengthened. Thanks for that. It really means a lot to me.
Skylar smiles warmly and lets you go.
Good to see you. Ooh, I can't wait to tell you what's been happening. Fresh tea coming in hot. Okay, let me get my scroll game started.
Phoenicia is giggling to herself at something on her Facebook feed.
Girl, Harper finally saw the comments on Dirk's latest selfie. This is gonna be good, cause that hamper is savage. Tear him up, honey. You know, it's good for everyone following their dumpster fire of a relationship. Talk about high-quality, guilty pleasure reality entertainment. Not so good for Dirk, though. Look, it's not like Dirk is innocent here. He knows what sets her off, and he does it anyway, just because he likes the attention. Every time someone brings it up, Dirk just changes the subject. And no one is brave enough to ask Harper. So they just keep hurting each other. Hey, if you want to go play White Knight, be my guest. But I'll tell you right now, you can't help anyone who isn't ready to help themselves. Besides, I don't judge. You can't really know someone else's business until you're in it. You know what I mean? Now, shush! Let me enjoy my show. You want to hear more?
Phoenicia mutters to herself as she scrolls, counting under her breath.
Oh, 7, 8, 9, 10. Ooh, it just keeps going. The number of posts that mystery rando made last night. I have to purge my entire feed every morning. Oh, it's getting ridiculous. Even Maggie can't figure out who they are. For a while, I thought they were just the Valdivabot, but their true crime theories are way too coherent to be AI generated. And honestly, not half bad. I really do think they're onto something with that Bennett case. I mean, the whole thing just screams cover-up, don't you think? You have no idea what I'm talking about, do you? Ugh, whatever. My point is that a bot couldn't put all that together. Oh, slow down. I didn't say it was all good. And that's not the problem anyway. It's the fact that they spam the feed every night at midnight. Seriously, every damn night. Like clockwork. You know what? I bet it's someone in the attic. They're all exactly the type of shut-ins to deep dive into true crime. Plus, with how musty the air is up there, ugh, more than a few screws short between them. Maybe I don't want to know who it is after all. Might ruin it for me. Block them? And never find out if they actually cracked the Bennett case? Ah! Are you kidding? Get real. You want to hear more?
Phoenicia lets out a scream so loud and excited it startles you. You're almost flattered, but it soon becomes clear you aren't the source of her excitement.
Oh! Oh my gigs! 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 I finally found it! And it's the complete set! Oh! Pitch me! My favorite show, Out of Service! It's about this beautiful, classy young smartphone who accidentally gets transported back in time to before Wi-Fi even existed. And while she's fighting to find her way back home, she falls in love with this absolute dreamboat of a landline. I just found someone selling the whole series on Facebook Marketspace. All 10 seasons are the most scintillating, passionate, epic love story of all time. Okay, normally I'd agree with you. Physical media is so bulky, but this is a special case. Do you realize how much bonus content they used to put on these things? Ooh, entire discs dedicated to bloopers, deleted scenes, commentary, BTS! Sometimes they even made special content specifically for the physical release that you couldn't find anywhere else. There's over 20 minutes of unaired footage for season 5 alone! That's what I said! Apparently the studios were pretty hardcore about getting anything shared online taken down, and eventually people just lost interest. But now, the infamous rumored full frontal shower scene is only 3 to 5 business days away! I heard they even hit the alternate ending of the series finale as an Easter egg somewhere. Well, usually you have to mess around, clicking on specific text boxes, like the ones that blend in right in plain sight. Or even spot fake names in the credits, things like that. I'm just warning you right now, once it gets here, you gon' have to give your girl some space. I'll have a lot of catching up to do. You wanna hear more?
Phoenicia is absorbed in her scrolling, endlessly delighted by something she sees there.
Oh, oh this is good. Oh. How have I never seen this before? Oh, I must be slipping. Benoit and Bobby in all their rebellious awkward teen glory.
She turns her display towards you.
Look at that hair. Oh, ugh, look at that outfit. I should have guessed Benoit had a fedora phase. Yeah, those two are practically inseparable, always getting into trouble. Oh, you know, running scams, playing pranks, generally terrorizing the house. One of their old secret hideouts was in the bedroom right at the end table. And let me tell you, it wasn't much of a secret. It was like the most obvious place you'd look. It was cute, loud and annoying, but cute. Actually, now that I think about it, I haven't really seen either of them in a while. I guess that's why it's been so quiet. You want to hear more?
Phoenicia frowns at her feed.
Ooh, oh no. Girl, you've got to get out of there. Dolly has been staying with Koa for a while now because she thinks that the outside world is too dangerous for her natural form. But I know you've got it, girl. Stand proud. Oh, but I'm not as literally fragile as she is, I suppose. Yeah, I've stayed with the big guy from time to time if I fall out of your pockets. But that's usually in the cushions, and I think she's more like underneath. Lots more room underneath to go freely. Anyway, if you go by, just give a little tap. That should be enough to coax her out if you're good people. You want to hear more? I can't believe I'm about to say this, but don't you think you've had enough screen time for one day? I know, don't look at me like that. I'm just saying, I don't think Skylar has a blue light filter, so maybe give your eyes a rest.